As I was telling you guys earlier, how because we don't have access, I'm actually in my access account because otherwise I can't show you the screen of how to go in and authorize anybody. So I hope. So when you go into the account, you'll go into the regular My Account like you always do, and of course you'll be going up here. But if you look right here, this is my adjutant. Okay. So let me get back in here. So let's say he's going to give me authorization. So he would go into my groups. And at this point, you're actually going to go through and you're going to select them. You've got to find the person you want to give authorization to. So you just go down here to go to View Members. And again, I've done this earlier, so it would be a little bit easier. And you would put in that member's name. And then you do a search for them.
Down in the front, please.
Make sure that the department membership chairman is not standing in front of your computer. Okay. Then you just again select them. And that will bring up that individual veteran's member's profile. So now when you look down here, you see where it says assign groups? Here is where you give permissions. Now, you'll find something interesting when you see. Now, this is me. I don't have all the authorizations. So you go here, it says manage your settings. So when you go to manage your settings, you would come over here and you go to edit. And here, adjutants, is where you give them whatever access you feel that that particular individual has. I know it's a little hard to see. So here, the first one is Online Group Manager. And if you grab that sheet of paper that I passed out, it'll actually tell you the different statuses on it. Okay? And then you've got your edit group profiles. But you see here, where it says Identify Group Manager, that's what I would actually need in order for me to give somebody permission, and I don't have that. Okay? I don't have to worry. My adjutant does all this stuff, but if you need to do it if you're posted, this is what has to happen. Okay? All the other ones give you is the ability to do membership, to actually work the membership page, just not to authorize. But again, incoming. The adjutant coming in, the adjutant's going out. Make sure that the guys coming in have this access so that they can hit the ground running when they get ready to do their business. You already know, you've already voted, you know who your guys are, so start giving them the access they're going to require ahead of time. Again, membership is not something you want to procrastinate with. So that's that function. Let me get back to my views. Okay, as you can see here, the adjutants will also have access to the consolidated reports. Now, that date's gone by, but if you go in there when you're supposed to, you'll be able to access that. That access is given to your post adjutants and your squadron adjutants, so they can go in and do your consolidated post reports and things. But this is the basic window that we're going to deal with. Membership and processing. Okay? In here is where you process your membership. Here's where you would go in and add new members. And when somebody comes in, they give you their money. This is the page that you would use. I'm going to open it up. Obviously, I don't have anybody to put in. But that's what the page looks like. Okay? Then you would come over here and you go under Add Modify Transmittals. And here's where you actually go in and you put the member's ID number, their first name, full name, if it's a renewal, or if it's a new one. And again, because I don't have one to do, I can't show you the windows that happen when you actually transmit something, but that is basically where it goes.
Okay. Over here it says Scan ID. It defaulted to that Scan ID number. If you type their membership number in there, it eliminates all the other steps. You just type it in right there and it takes care of it now.
Okay.
So if you were to take somebody's number right here, you just type their number in there. It takes it and sends it right off to the transmittal as soon as you hit the enter on your keyboard on your computer.
Okay. And Ben, here's the one we're talking about. Other than the ones that are transferring that have already paid, here's where you do the add transfer now. We don't have to do like we used to before. Before they used to make us send in a sheet for everybody. Now the only ones we have to send a sheet in for is those who have already paid at another post.
Why do you have to do that?
What's that?
Why do you have to do that? What difference does it make?
Because if you put it in here, you get credit for it, and two things happen. First, you get credit at your post, which you're not supposed to because there's already another post, and they're going to charge you again.
Oh, I see, okay.
And you don't want to be charged again, so you're sending in a sheet showing that.
And my
Yes, sir.
question on the membership ID,
Yes, sir.
say he's a new member,
Yes.
you put in that new member card. All right, you got your card, blank cards. You put in that ID number of that card or what?
No, again, the problem that I have here is I don't have one to generate. When you do a new member, a completely new member, it looks different than a renewal. But it's still in this page. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I don't have something to put in. So when it does the renewal, when it processes, it'll do what they call one of the post transmittals. And in the post transmittal, I'll go back to that in a minute. I don't know if I have anybody in there. So let me see. Let me go back.
Here,
You want to do one? Okay.
real quick, right? Bring it up. See that first number right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Just take that number and type it up there and scan member ID. 201.
All right. If you renew them, you're paying for them.
No, we're not going to go there. Okay. 201 153 550. 550.
Do I got it?
Yes.
Hit enter on the keyboard. See what it says.
Search.
Okay.
What do we put?
All right, so put him into the transmittal. It saved him and everything. Now he's up there in the transmittal. Okay? So you got here, it tells you how much the dues are, it tells you all that information. Okay? That's for a renewal. Okay? Hit delete transmittal.
Got it.
Okay? All right? But that's what happens when you just put their number in that scan ID. It throws them right in there.
But if they don't, you have a brand new member. When you do a transmittal, let's see. Hold on, let me get back to view members. Now,
No, just go down. Go down. Over here. Add transfer.
okay, when you go here, I was gonna go all the way out. So, see where it says new member? Never been so then you would click there. And then you
Continue.
would continue. And here's where you will populate all that new person information. If you don't have a membership.
That's the stuff, yeah, the stuff that's on this application.
Basically, on the temporary card, this is a temporary.
That's just a
number.
temporary number. Now, I will tell you, huh?
Gives them their permanent ID
Okay,
number.
when you need a transmittal, but I don't have one to show him.
Right.
Okay, let's see if I can get back. Hold on, guys. Yes. Yes, I know that, but I don't have a person, so I'm gonna try to see if I can go back. Let me go back. Let me go home. Give me a second, guys. Everybody slow down just a second. Let me go into one of my transmittals here. Let's see if I have anything in the transmittal history. Ah! There, transmittal. Where's their number at again, Bruce? I can't
All the way
see.
over on the left,
Okay.
double click on that, that's the transmittal.
That's the transmittal number.
Right, it's gonna bring up,
Member ID number.
right, if you had just processed it, before you give him his card, when you go in to submit the transmittal, it'll give you the number. Okay, you write the number on his card, you give him his card. Now, you don't have to do the transmittal at that time, you can cancel it out and go back. But it will give you his permanent member ID number.
Thanks.
If you have a chance to make a suggestion to me, when I hit enter and add him as a member, if they just bring the damn number up and let me put it on the card instead of going for 3 more steps and decline it, then I can help. So if you can make that suggestion to him, I'd appreciate it.
I understand what you're saying, yes, and we are looking.
Don't they have to process the payment first before it generates the numbers?
No.
Oh, no.
As soon as you hit save the new member's name, you go over there to your transmittal and his number is over on the left.
Even though it hasn't gone through.
That's
the
correct.
Right.
Yes, yes.
That's correct. You get it right then and there. Okay, and you can write it on your card. You know, in the old days, people used to take the thing off the green sheet, or some post would write the word new, or whatever, you wait forever, and then they're coming back, I need my number because I want to do this. No, you get their number instantaneously.
Okay.
So you know, as you're processing, you jump over there, get their number, write it on the card, cancel out so that you're not, don't delete transmittal, but cancel out so that you're not sending the money yet until you're ready to send the money.
Okay. Thank you.
We're getting close to time, and I don't want to keep you here any longer. Yes, so they got a question. Okay. There's something, so that's the processing part, and then you can check the transfer inventory, so that's where you'll find that number. That's the basic putting in new members, okay? All right. This is going to become extremely important when you start to work. Reports and labels. Here's where you go to see who's in, who hasn't been, who's paid, who hasn't paid. This is where you get that. And there's different types of rosters for different types of things. But the one I want to show you real quick. Find numbers. The postal hunters I was telling you about? Let's see here real quick. I'm just gonna I got it first. I'm just gonna select the zip code. Let me see.
5225.
What's the zip code here? 32207. Hold on.
322225. Case type of them.
No. We're not letting you.
That's another thing that we're fighting for.
It's been a while. 322225.
3225.
227.
Right. 322.
225.
There you go.
Wait a second. 32207.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go, right there.
3225.
I'm just going to put in your last page 2022. Then we run your report.
Okay, Max. You're not a window.
I'm sorry. Okay. As of right now in this zip code, I know it's a little fuzzy up there, but you see that AD right there? That's 400 AD. That is a member that is currently sitting in his house. He is a paid-up member of the American Legion. And if you were to transfer that member, you would not just get a new member, you also would have gotten credit for that member for this year.
Now here's the difference with these two, just so that people understand this, because it's very confusing sometimes on the department reports. Okay. When it says 0400, just plain, Florida already has that number in the state of Florida. If it has AD, they belong to the Department of Indianapolis, Illinois. They belong to the Department of Indianapolis, Illinois.
National.
National.
Okay, and that is until such time as we get them into a Florida post. The third year, they will become a member of the Department of Florida, and then the Department of Florida can collect dues from them. Okay. If you transfer them, if you call them up and you say, hey, Joe, okay, join the Department of Florida, okay, because we're your community, your dues money is going to go to Florida, and because we're in the same town you are, the money that we use to help kids in the neighborhood, this, that, or the other thing, is going to be part of Florida, and they say yes, you transfer them in. Now you get credit for a new member. You don't get no money this year, but next year when they renew, you do. And this year you get credit against your membership
You
number.
don't get no money, but you're not paying either. So there's nothing going to be transmitted out where it's going to come out of your account. So, just on this page alone for this zip code, there's 11 post 400 ADs sitting on that one zip code.
That's
11.
board members right there.
Those are 11 paid members, so we already know they want to be a part of the American Legion. The only difference is whether they leave their money in the Nationals account and keep putting the money back in the Nationals account, or whether you bring them into your local post and starting the following year when they renew, that money stays in your neighborhood. They're already there. They're just waiting for you to give them a phone call and say, you know what? How would you like to be a member of our post?
You see, I was looking through like on his, the one that time you wanted that.
Yes, sir.
I don't see a phone number or an email address. So
Yeah,
you
correct.
basically send them a letter.
No, you don't have that, because you can only send them a letter and invite them to join.
Yeah.
I actually, from my post, I generated a postcard, so that you can go down and buy those Walmart postcards. It's cheaper posting.
I mean,
Okay.
it isn't a perfect system. You use the information. Some only have an email address. Whatever information they have for a contact, you utilize it. If there's an email, utilize their email. If there's a phone number, you call them. But you don't leave them sitting, on the table.
I will suggest something, because it happened down at Post 81 in Melbourne, Florida. The adjutant decided he was going to recruit a whole bunch of people, so he went around in not quite the best of neighborhoods, knocking on doors until he got arrested.
Okay.
Be careful.
The other stuff that's available for you here. Member online renewals. Here's where you go to check to see, and I'm probably not going to have any here, which I don't. So
You got to put a post number in.
yeah, I know, but I don't think I'm going to have anything in here. I don't think I have anything here in the last. But we'll find out. Let's see if anybody's renewed here in the last month or so. No, there we go. Oh, look at this. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 members that came in this month. Okay? Okay? So, that's where you go to check the folks that you have that are being generated online. Why is this important? Because you need to know who's coming into the post.
Then you can send them their cards.
Right? Yeah, you can send, right. That's where how you know who to send your cards to. And again, guys, we can go on and on and on. There's thousands of things here that you can do. The primary ones that your new guys are going to be working with is going to be right here, your reports. Now, this one. I want to show you something with global. There's 2 ways to do global, and unfortunately, again, the system is not 100%. Sometimes you're going to put in a guy's number that happens to be there, and he's going to show like he's not there. That's just another one of those glitches, and if that happens, you're going to have to contact name groups so that we can send it up and they can find this ghost that's missing, unfortunately. But most of the time, it's there. Also, here's the one that you have to be careful with.
You got a question behind you?
Well, my question is too, I've got a member that has 2 accounts. Same member, same name, same everything, with 2 different membership numbers.
Okay. All right, let's address that real quick, just real quick. Lena mentioned that earlier today. What happened is there was a button on there, and up until the 1st of March, it said renew. And she said, just tell people to go hit that renew button. It saves a lot of work. Well, what was happening is you hit renew and say, your dues are $25 for this year. You renew, but it would ask you for your name, verify your address, all this other stuff. You just got a new membership number and became a 400.
Yes.
And then the only way we're finding out about those folks is they're coming into the post. They say, here's my receipt. I want my card with my post number on, not this 400 thing.
Yep.
Well, guess what? You didn't renew. Now, I had 3 at my post that because they had like 30 years and stuff, And so I gave them their membership, and I ended up paying it again, and I'm fighting national to get my $25 back. But that's what happened up until the 1st. Supposedly it's fixed as of the 1st of March. So that's where that happened. Again, email me with both numbers so I can combine it, get their records straight.
Okay. One of the reasons I want to show you this is when you get somebody who you're trying to move in, and you're trying to find information from a transfer. This last year we had 3 or 4 transfers that happened to have been out of state. And I made the mistake of coming in here and I kept putting post 37, and because, I like making mistakes. I never looked to see that it actually have to put in a state.
Yeah.
When you put in their name, you have to have a state. So there I am there. So you have to put Florida, And if you don't happen to have 4 numbers, you have to fill them in with zeros. So for me, I'm at post 37, so I've got to put in 0037. Seems like it should be intuitive, but guess what? It's not for this computer for some weird reason. And there I am. So if you have somebody coming in from another post, and they do happen to have their information, you can actually ask them for the post number, use their number, and you can maybe find them this way if they happen not to have their ID number. Now, is it perfect all the time? Again, no it's not. So, what do? If you can't find them under their ID number or through this information, you're going to have to contact us and we'll have to find that ghost. It's just a reality. But these are the two ways that you do your global search. Do not forget to put in that state. So, at this point, we're running close on time. I just want to know, is there anything specific?
Is it possible to find a list of the Legion members of our post
Yeah.
and their contact information, including email addresses?
Okay.
One list.
Yes.
Well, that's where we're going to get into green sheets, and it's all the same report.
So, okay. Which one should we go through? Current roster? Yeah, let's do this one.
Starting current.
And why don't we have updated email list?
Okay.
We got a lot of things.
I gotta put all this
I
information.
mean, that's my issue is we don't have it done. Why is it not done?
Okay, all right, so when they did away with the green sheets, it's because of this report right here. Okay, so you can pick all the years you want, okay? I'm going to tell you, if you don't pick 23, you're going to lose the members that became.
No, I just want to show them how to do the roster.
Okay.
So you go in there and under your reports and your post quadrant and current roster, okay? You hit view report. When you do this, it is going to populate. I don't know why it didn't populate, but they told me I only have one guy from 2022.
You need to be out there hustling and doing some membership.
I tell you what.
What's it you put there?
It's squadron, not,
Is that a spelling? Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I went a little too fast here. It's okay. Thank you, Commander. All right. So this gives you the entire roster with their names, their email addresses, and everything else. Okay. Then you can go right here, and you can select how you want them saved. So you can do it in a Word document, you can do it in Excel. So just for the sake of whatever, let's just pick Excel here very quickly. It is generating it.
Ready?
When you open that file, Jerry,
Good.
it will pop it up. Take a little bit.
It takes forever.
And there's 300 plus.
This is going to be your green sheet for next year.
Thank you.
Now, so what I am suggesting to each and every one of you guys is download it for every year that's, one for the whole thing. Keep it on file on a stick somewhere as a permanent record going forward. Do it before July 1st.
All right, guys, we're running out of time, and the commander is giving me time. So, what we'd like to do, if you guys would like to hang out afterwards and ask some questions, there's one thing that he needs to show them. So, do you want to show, or do you want to show them after the commander's done?
Oh, no, let the commander.
no,
I know the
but if
commander
you
has
want
things.
Kylie to go for it.
Okay,
Let's-
go ahead. Use this and show them what you need to show them quickly.
Really, I don't need to show you a whole lot. Mike showed you the roster. You download that roster, keep it on the site. Practice with Excel, okay? Because you can break it down to 5 years that you can go back. Each year you're going to drop years off, and it's, So you want to have a permanent record going back as far as you can. Okay? Then after July 1st, you can keep it. Okay? When it's in Excel and you click on that thing that says make it editable, okay, when they renew their dues, you can put it in there. That it's 2023 dues are paid and everything. And you'll have that as a record going forward. But keep one over here and have the second one to do your weekly updates and stuff in. Okay, I'll cover this in depth at the convention for those that you can get to convention. I will cover it in depth when we come around for our area trainings in August, okay? But you just need to, you have to have that. Get it for the new guy coming in, okay? It's important, okay? If you're any good at Excel, you can add 2 columns to the left side. One of them can be the date they paid, and the other one can be, I had it on their card or I mailed on their card. And you can tell them that information. Then when you get really good, you make it so that it changes colors, so that you know when their 2023 dues are paid, it changes color for you.
All right, guys, what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and have the commander do closing remarks. She has other business and things she has to do as well. I will stay with you after the meeting if you'd like to. I'll leave this open for right now if we need to come back to it. So, Commander, go ahead. You have the floor.
Okay, a few remarks that have been made so far. So, district visitations, it is my job as district commander to visit every post within the district during a general assembly meeting. And I have to bring get certain documents from you. Understand that we're not there to critique how you're running your meeting. We are there to assist you. And there has been times that we've been at posts that the post has actually learned something, such as their 990 hasn't been filed for last year, or that their insurance is only liability insurance and not full-fledged insurance. So understand that there's a lot that we actually can learn from post visitations. By a show of hands, how many individuals are new incoming officers this year? Awesome. It's good to see you guys here. I just want to say, and for those of you that are just re-educating yourself and refreshing, I want to say hats off to you, kudos. How many are planning on going to convention by a show of hands? I love it. I love it. So here's the thing that I want you guys to kind of key in. We're only one person. We can't do it all. So split your forces, right? Split your forces. We've got lots of training going on. We've got post-membership training, buddy check training, and post-operations training on Thursday. This agenda is found on the department's website, okay? And you don't have to write it down. If you want to come talk to me afterwards, that's fine. Post-commanders training, post-historian, post-sergeant-at-arms, post-chaplain, and post-adjutants training is on Friday. Post-judge advocate training and post-finance officer training is on Saturday. So make sure that you split your people and you go and you get all this great education and you come back and then you brief everybody on what it is that you learn. One very last piece of information. Everybody, every post should have received a packet from department that includes amendments to our current constitution and bylaws and resolutions that will be voted on at convention. I cannot stress to you enough to understand these amendments. If you have questions on what these amendments mean, please contact myself or Garcia, because we are on the ad hoc committee for department for the Constitution and bylaws. We've been living this. So understand that you need to understand what is going to happen. There are 16 amendments to our current Constitution and bylaws. Delegates with black ribbons. You're going to be given a ribbons when you go in. Delegates with the black ribbon must be at the Internal Affairs Commission meeting on Thursday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. because there are going to be amendments to amendments, because we have been requested by National to do so. So this is going to be voted on while we're at convention, and that person who goes to that meeting needs to meet up with the post delegation and give them the information, because it could change the way you want to vote on these amendments. It's a lot of information. Please contact me if you have any questions, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. We are currently we are on probation with National until we get these constitution and bylaws tidied up to their liking. This is a serious issue that we have to handle. Any questions? If you have questions, come see me afterwards. I respect your time, and I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your Sunday to come visit and learn more. Saturday. Did I say Sunday? Sorry. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love the new faces that I see in here, and I love the interaction that's been happening throughout the last 3 hours.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So, like I said, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to close this meeting. Again, a little bit modified, of course. And if you want me to stay, I will stay. We can go to whatever number you guys got. So we meet again. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Would you give us a prayer for us, please, before we go?
Please bring yours. Heavenly Father, we come to you now. We ask that you be with us as we leave this place. I ask that you place a hedge of protection around each and every one of us. Keep us focused on the mission of the American Legion, and let us remember that we are examples not only of the American Legion, of you, Lord, in thy great glorious name. Amen.
Amen. So we meet again. Let us remember that our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by the faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever a main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. Our nation's colors in place. Hand salute. 2. We now declare this training meeting for the Department of Florida 5th District closed.